Today we are going to continue our journey with the maintenance documentation. The second very important document in the maintenance is the checklist. Why we need checklists in maintenance, how to make our checklists effective, what it should include, and why we need checklists, why it is important worldwide outside the maintenance. In every aspect of our life there are checklists, but maybe we don't call them checklists. And we say that that's the second next important document because the first one was the maintenance manual. We said in the previous video, you can find the link on the top, that maintenance manual is the most important document you should start with. And if you don't have a maintenance manual from the manufacturer of your machine, generate your own maintenance manual, which include all the maintenance activities that you need to do and how it is done. And after that, add your documentation from the maintenance manual to the maintenance system, whatever you are using, manual or computerized maintenance system. So the checklist is very important part of the activity in the maintenance. Why? Because it tells the maintenance team what they do. And the maintenance checklist, I like to call it that the maintenance checklist is a motivator, it's a control, and it's a result. So it's working on three aspects. It's a result, it's a motivator, and it's a control point. Why do we mean by that? We are going to go step by step to understand what should be there in the maintenance, in the checklist, and why it is a result, a motivator, and a control point. Okay. A simple checklist should include some items. It should be named also. We should make a representing name of the checklist. For example, that's the checklist of the motors, checklist of the motors in the kiln, checklist of the motors in the hydraulic room, checklist of the hydraulic room, checklist of the transformer rooms, checklist of the hydraulic system, checklist of the field equipment, checklist of whatever. You should name your checklist in a way that's representing, and you should include it some itemed numbers, and each item number should include some value to record, some check yes or no, date and time for the maintenance, and who made this inspection, or date and time for the inspection, and who made this inspection or this check. Also, a checklist is intended mainly to be quick, so you don't need people to think too much while filling or try to understand what is written there. So it should be self-explanatory. Okay, so the most basic checklist we use in our life is the market checklist. So we are going to use a list of example, or a checklist from life as an example, and then we are going to revert on our maintenance system. So the market checklist, if you are used to go to the market weekly, for example, to make it efficient, efficient use of your time. So you go weekly, you need to make sure that the list you include, that when you go to the market, includes all the items that you need from the market. For example, it includes, you need some coffee, you need some detergents, whatever, because you need to make sure that from this visit to the market to the next visit to the market, you have enough material to cover your needs. Okay, so that's what first thing important, that to include the items that is necessary to be there. Also, the items should be arranged in a way that facilitates your life. For example, if I have some transformer yard from the electrical point of view, it has 5 transformers, and then there's some electrical room with switch gears and air conditions and whatever. So it's not logic to put one transformer and then one item from inside the room, and then one transformer, and then one item from inside the room. It's better to put it by logical distributions, and that all the transformers together, and then all the inside one room together, and so on. So like the market, so it's not, if you need to get some frozen food, you don't put one item from the frozen food, and then one item from the detergents, and then one item from the dairy products, and then after that you put one other item from the frozen. So you need to return back if you are moving step by step, or you make a glimpse are on the list, and then you find all the items, and then when you move to another location, you don't you find that you missed one item from the other location. Maybe you will take it off directly without taking or going back to check it, because yes, there maybe it's good, so I will say it's good like the other ones, but maybe it was having a problem. That's why making your list logical geographically, and make it logical in the arrangement of the items and so on. So for example, if I say again to the transformers or pumps, for example, or whatever, you have pumps from 1 to 5. So it's important to arrange your list pumps from 1 to 5, not pump 1, pump 5, pump 3, and then pump 2 and 4. So it needs some little bit of logic. Why checklists are important? Actually, many aspects of the maintenance had started from the aviation industry. From the aviation industry, if you go back, search on the net, you can find that the National US Checklist Day is on the October 30th. This was marking one accident in the aviation industry, and as a solution that it came out that there should be checklists before the starting of any aviation travel or any aviation activity. These aviation lists from the aviation industry, or it includes everything on the airplane to be checked, including how to start the airplane, equal to that the coffee machine had started to serve the guests or the travelers with the coffee. Okay. There is very interesting definition for the checklist from the Wikipedia. It says that the checklist is a type of job aid. It helps the job aid, so it helps the job to reduce the failure by compensating for the potential limits of human memory and attention. So the human can forget. Humans can forget. Humans can, because forgetting is something useful, something good. It helps you to overcome problems in life and so on. But you don't need to forget your work. And also you get distracted with your child. You get distracted with interactions with your boss, with interactions with other colleagues, with something in the news or in the political or something like that. So humans forget things and they lose their attention due to some external environment conditions. So the checklist helps to compensate for these limitations on the memory and the attention. It also helps to ensure the consistency and the completeness to carry out the task. So, and the basic form of the checklist is to the to-do list, as we said in the market, for example. So the maintenance checklist is very important, equal to the operations checklist, equal to the quality checklist, because the maintenance team, they need to have some document to make sure to understand what they are going to do. Okay, for example, before we're going to check what we are going to do, maybe you have some tools. So the maintenance team have some tools. They need to have checklist to cross-check that all the tools are in position. Also, they need to check the spares. If the spares for this job is available, so they need to have some checklist for this. They need to check that the material for this job is ready, so they need to have checklist for this. Even the manpower, then you need to have checklist or some form of checklist to make sure who is available today from your team. Then the tasks are which is organized or prepared or planned for today. You have enough manpower to fulfill all the tasks, or you need to postpone something, and then you select which item to postpone and so on. We have said that the checklist is a result, it's a control, and it's a motivator. So it's a result of checking the maintenance manual. So we have said that you start from the maintenance manual, which includes all the maintenance tasks with its duration and what it is needed to be done in this maintenance task and so on. So you start with inserting the items based on their schedule, on daily, every weekly, and so on. You start to arrange them and organize them in checklist for your team to act upon. So that's why it's a result of going through the maintenance manual, extracting the information and converting it into checklist for your team to work. It's also a motivator because it motivates your team to take action. When they have a checklist with a due date to be done within, or due time to be done, this is a daily checklist. It needs to be done between 9 and 10 in the morning. So they have a target, a clear target to go to this place to make these checks within this time from 9 to 10. So that's, you motivate your team. If your team does not have a document to tell them what to do and the timing, and they need to feel it and to feel the feedback, with time you will lose the motivation for checking the same items again. Also, it makes control, because you control the rooms, you control the locations, you control the condition of the equipment. Even your maintenance activity each maintenance activity should include a checklist to make sure that everything is ready, and then to make sure that every item of that maintenance is done, and then to make sure that it is properly closed and handed over to the operations after that. So in conclusion, checklist is one of the most important documents in maintenance. You should not take it lightly. You should not overlook it. You should not overlook it filling it, or if it is not filled on time and so on. Everything need to be taken care of the maintenance checklists. That's very important to ensure the healthy and the continuity of your maintenance system. We are going to generate a small training how to generate your own checklist automatically online from the online tools available, free online tools available. So that help you also to make a demo and share the information quickly and test your checklist before putting them in a bigger system. Or even if you don't have a bigger automated system for maintenance, you can use the online free tools available from this digital era we are living in to create your checklist. It will come quickly within 2-3 weeks maximum, and we will make posting and explanation for it on this channel. Meanwhile, if you need any help with this, what we had discussed today, you can ask for services, consultation on our website, services from Fiverr, and you can check our trainings on Udemy and Tutorial Point. You'll find all these links in the description of the video. See you in coming video with useful information and insights from the maintenance.